on staff at the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance, and we're here for another episode of Chamber Spotlight. And I am thrilled because we have a gentleman with us from a company that many of you know, or many of you have seen and wonder who they are, and that is the parent company of 6 great companies. It's called the Empire Group, and they've been around for, as we talked, 60 years.
60 years.
Third generation family business, which is great and speaks to my heart because I love working with family businesses, and I just think about how important it is for these legacy businesses to continue into generationally. We have some 6th generation businesses in Berks County, which is just absolutely amazing. So with me today is Jay Newswanger. Jay is technically on the Elk Environmental Group, but you also are very involved in all
aspects, yep.
All aspects. So let's just talk first. Jay, give me the rundown of the Empire Group.
The Empire Group
is made up of.
So the Empire Group is made up of, well, the privately owned, our family company, the O'Neills, who had started the company originally. It started as a demolition contractor.
Yes.
60 years ago. A little storm that recently came through in the 72 called Agnes was something that really put those guys on the map. And a lot of folks in this county and in this valley were devastated by that flood. So Empire, with their heavy equipment and their demolition equipment, went to work and started forging the company. But that really kind of put them on the map. And throughout the years, what they did is they added assets to the company. They started as a demolition contractor, and then they realized very quickly, we don't need trucks to haul, we'll form our own trucking group. And they started DVC. Then shortly after that, they said, well, we're hauling all of our C&D and construction demolition material to a landfill. Let's start our own C&D facility. So we started Berks Transfer.
So that's the landfill.
That's the landfill. It's out in Temple. We own Berks Transfer. It's a C&D facility. It takes a lot of residual and different kinds of waste, household waste, and a lot of municipal waste, but that's where the C&D waste started going to. In the 70s and 80s, we had some environmental issues that started popping up, and they, lo and behold, said we need an environmental leg, and we started Elk Environmental. That was 30 years ago. We have a couple other groups that are part of the group, DVUC, which is our utility contractor, directional drilling, and then we have Empire Surplus, we can't miss. That's a surplus store out in Burnville.
Yep.
So, but that's our collection of companies, and we all kind of reciprocate work between the family, but it is a family-owned business, and here to talk about all of them.
You know what's so great is, and I'm going to let you talk because I think it's just neat how, one thing led to another that led to another that led to another. Instead of saying, let me find somebody to do, it's like, why don't we do?
Correct.
So I just think that that's great and brilliant. And
I agree.
With great minds, and I am familiar with a couple of the members, and think, wow, this is really the American dream at work. So
they are. They if you can get outside contractors to come into the region, but at the source or at the center of our company, our owners are very dedicated to this county. We love to hire within the county, and they have a special place here. And a lot of times with these contracts, we had to bring outside contractors from outside the region. So what they try to do is just kind of solidify what we do. And the collection of companies we have just allows us to solidify more of the work to keep individuals from this county, in this county, working in this county. We've ramped up to somewhere between 200 and 300 employees seasonally, and the large group is primarily from the region, though. So we do try to keep it right here in Berks County if we can.
That's great to hear. So, so tell me what you want to share, really, that maybe our viewers don't know, because I will tell you, I honestly probably have a little bit more knowledge of what Elk and a lot of the environmental training that you do, which is just great. And sort of a necessary evil, as we talk about, because it's just a part of the world that we live in today, and some of the other services. But maybe something that folks don't know about this group.
Well, while we are in Berks County, when the 2007 recession hit, we elected to go into a business that was up north. Elk opened up a north division that ties to our oil and gas markets in the Marcellus and Utica plays, up in areas like Williamsport and Towanda and Bradford County. So we have opened up a separate division up there. It's been very successful, and that's opened somewhere around 2010. So we also have ramped out and reached out and kind of extended into like a mid-Atlantic kind of business now with the expansion of our company up to northern Pennsylvania. So just something I know a lot of groups don't know. We are still heavily involved, Elk Environmental, here in the county with most of the industrial clientele in this county. It's still very rich with industry, and
thank you for saying that.
We
always
still
like to hear
support that. We have lost a lot of industry over the years, but I think we have gained a lot of industry over the years, and we really thrive with those industrial companies in this region, and we work for a lot of those.
And you know, I think what's beautiful about Berks County and not being a native here is that there is this overarching or just misconception that we've lost a lot. Yes, we've lost a lot of large employers, but we are very diversified in the types of companies, particularly in manufacturing, that still live and work and succeed in Berks County, which is very, very unique and very it leads itself to much more success for a community to be as diversified as we are. So I'm glad, you know, that you mentioned that.
And I think we can do more to attract other businesses here. I think this is a great region to draw larger industries. We have a lot of resources here. I think it's something that we're going to grow, and we're seeing growth already with, you know, small steps, but I definitely think we're going to see more of that in the years to come.
That's, you know what, that is great to hear. You know, we do a lot of the, you know, in terms of our, particularly as our merger took place and this is working itself out, not only does the chamber do what they do, but then we've also got economic development, and you know, so there's an external audience.
Absolutely.
And the external audience is those who don't even know that they don't know Berks County yet. So,
right.
Which we're very excited about, because you said it best. So, a little bit about what you do for the company.
Elk Environmental, heavy in the environmental. We deal with a lot of environmental regulations here in the state. Primarily, we're an environmental service company, unlike an environmental consulting group, which would be the groups that liaison with the DEP and EPA. We're the service group. So we're the brawn, I always refer to it. The consultants are the brain. I left consulting. I did consulting for 9 years, and I did consulting for a long time. We did a lot of Superfund cleanups and remediation. I left there about 12 years ago to join the environmental service side, which now we do the implementation, the cleanup, the remediation, the waste services. I'm still involved heavily with that in the business development for our company. I've been here 12 years, just about 12 years now. Me and my family came from outside the region. We moved here from outside the area, and we've called this home since.
Oh, great. I love that, because I'm not from the area either, but it's been a little more than 12 years, but I have some years on you too. But,
well, that's all right.
You know, that's great to hear from a young professional that really, you know, loves the area and wants to
we do.
You know, to grow and prosper here. And, you know, I really honestly didn't know as much about, I've learned a lot today in just a few minutes, more about Elk Environmental, about, you know, the Empire Group. I mean, we're just so blessed to have you all in our community, and just the growth that you've had. The ability to just take, and you know, the brilliance of saying, we need this, we'll do it ourselves. We need that, we'll do it ourselves. So I thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
And it's really been very enjoyable, and it's also been very educational. So thank you for being a part of this organization for as long as you have. You are very, we appreciate it a great deal, because you're a champion of this organization and what we do.
We appreciate the chamber as well.
So, well, good, thank you, appreciate that. Great to have you. Great to have you here.